What is up, everybody? It is William Tiller, joined by my main man, Patrick Morrison, here. And tonight, we are giving you live action out of the Virtual Racing Association here live on 10-4 Broadcasting. And tonight, Patrick, we head to Stafford Motor Speedway. I am very unfamiliar with this track here, Patrick, and I guess you are as well, seeing as though you had to download this track here tonight. What can you tell the folks at home about this track, and what are we in store for here tonight?
Well, as you can see by up there on the screen, these guys are having a little bit of difficulty getting around this one. It is banked okay, but not the greatest. Really a flat track that these guys are really going to have to compete and kind of keep a handle on. And the one who's handling the best, of course, out here is Caden Tufts, running the fastest time out here so far with an 18:5:26. So he's got a good move. He's feeling the groove out. He's been doing plenty of practice out here. I think he's got 50 laps on this already. So I know he's looking to come out here and give another great run for us. Hopefully Nathan Bryan will come out here and give us another great run, seeing that the two of them were side by side last time we saw them.
Yeah, the last time we were here in the Virtual Racing Association, folks, we had the closest finish in 10-4 broadcasting history of .001. Caden Tufts was able to win that race literally by the push bar on the front of his modified. So, folks, these drivers give it their all week in and week out here. We had a week off here in the Virtual Racing Association, but before the action kicks off here tonight, we did have a message in the chat that I wanted to address, and I wanted to send all of our best wishes and prayers and positive thoughts and everything to Jordan Tarble and his family. I know there was some disheartening news with his wife today. You won't see him out on the track, but he is an admin here in the Virtual Racing Association, so we just want to get that out there and wish him all the best, his wife all the best, and their disheartening news that they learned today. And can't wait to see Jordan back here in the league, but take all the time you need, man, and we'll be here when you get back.
Yeah, and really sad thing to happen, but hopefully they can get back on their feet and squared away here, Will. But something to keep in mind, I kind of keeping an eyeball out there for Nathan Bryant. Today marks the day of a massive iRacing update. So what you're going to see tonight is a different damage model and the way these cars handle. So seeing this hasn't really affected Caden Tufts much at all, for what he's got coming up here. But I think a lot of these guys almost may have to relearn the car a little bit. Supposedly, if they kind of clip off the wall, it's going to cause catastrophic damage. I've talked to some people in the next gens, Xfinity series, and things like that. We're going to find out tonight here on the modifieds if that goes as well.
Yeah, Patrick, I was interested about that as well. We saw a lot of chatter in the chat across all the leagues that we broadcast here in 10-4 Broadcasting about the size of the update. I saw a few clippets of what was in the update. What at all in this new iRacing update stands out to you, and how is it going to change the racing we're going to see week in and week out?
The damage model being the top one. I've got accounts of people accidentally rubbing the wall to see what they do in these cars, and just for example, a next gen clipping the outside wall at Michigan called for 8.5 minutes of damage, and that can be absolutely detrimental to you for the race. Also, it's going to be a new downforce with drafting and everything else for these for the next gen cars. So a lot of these guys are kind of coming out here and testing. You don't know until you try it, so they have to figure it out. So it's going to be kind of a slow process of everybody kind of seeing what these cars can do. But to me, it's going to straighten out some of these drivers. You can't bump and crash like you used to. I mean, you're going to have to really drive these cars and really choose your angles of the way you go around these tracks.
Definitely. Choosing your angles is definitely the name of the game here in these modifieds. In my mind, they are the top 3 hardest race car to race across all of the series. But folks, we're taking a look at qualifying here. It looks like Caden Tufts is right where he loves to be, at the top of the grid so far right now. Got Michael Newton right now in the 2nd position. John Splonsler in the 3rd position. I think I mispronounced his last name every single time there, Patrick, but he just put up a pretty good lap there in the 3rd position. We're looking at Adam Peeler up next, Edward Marshall. We got Adam Is that Coletta there is going to be qualifying after that. And then a winner here in the Virtual Racing Association who was unsure about racing here tonight, Kenyon Jones, is going to be bringing up that qualifying run here in just a little while. And I'm excited to see what Kenyon has for this speedway here tonight. Didn't feel too confident here in the Discord chat. Said he's not too much of a fan of this track or this car in particular. But like I said, he's a winner here in the Virtual Racing Association. So anything can really happen here tonight, Patrick.
Yeah, and to me, another challenger for Caden Tufts and Nathan Bryant is always, I'm always excited to see. Caden Tufts has really owned multiple leagues here, being able to really put down solid times, and to see somebody really give him a run for his money, I'm all for it. If he won the first round, I think we got a good chance to see him come out here and really give him a run for his money tonight.
Yeah, definitely. But you look at that. That was a huge run right there out of Adam Peeler. Put him in the second position. What a great second lap we saw out of him. And then this is a big familiar name we see right here going to qualify here. We saw Edward Marshall just there briefly on the screen, qualified third right now. That's another big name to watch out for here tonight, Patrick. A winner in the East Coast Modified Tour. Kind of still getting his bearings here in the Virtual Racing Association, but definitely a heavy hitter to watch out. As you were talking about the names to watch out to knock Caden off the top of the totem pole. And we're watching, coming off quick and loose off that corner there from Kenyon Jones in this 73 machine. To what kind of lap he puts up here. And Patrick, it looks like he can really get around this track here.
Yeah, and it seems Kenyon Jones kind of brake checked there a little bit. I'm not sure if he's trying to maybe get a rear finish, kind of not start completely in the back, but just a little different. But he is on the backup car, though. I did see him kind of he totaled out one of the cars because he's trying to see how far he can push this car. But man, it looks like he might have just landed in the 5th position there. So yeah, not exactly where I think he'd want to start, but it's it's better than last place right now, which I believe Austin there in the in the 48 car. I think we're still waiting for him to go ahead and give this thing a run.
Yeah, see what kind of run he can put up here at Stafford Motor Speedway. And folks, if you haven't tuned into a modified race yet here at 10-4 Broadcasting, the name that we call out a lot, and I'm sure some folks get a little bit tired of it there, Patrick, the name that we call out a lot is Caden Tufts. We've lost track of how many races he won in the month of May. He started off this week by winning in the East Coast Modified Tour. A few drivers in that league are getting mad at the fact that he keeps winning. But folks, we'll see here tonight if he can keep this winning streak going on and here in the month of June. But before this green flag drops, we're going to go check in with the official sponsors here in the Virtual Racing Association. We'll be right back for the drop of the green flag.
Be sure to check out Tim Mayo Conrad and the Weekend Woodsman crew on YouTube. Make sure you hit that like button to get notifications when a new video drops, and check us out on Instagram and Facebook. Enjoy the race.
And here we go, folks. We are back here live from Stafford Motor Speedway, and we are awaiting the drop of the green flag. The pace truck is leading them down into corner number 3 of round 4 right now. Taking a look at that front row of Caden Tufts and Adam Peeler. Here we go, folks. It is green, 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 green here in the Virtual Racing Association as they come around 4, and they're going to take that green flag heading down into 1. Yeah, Edward Marshall right there in that 23 machine. We usually see him rocking the number 4. He's already worked his way up into set. Oh, gets really loose right there. Gets a little bump and run going on from him right behind. And we see an overtake. Oof. Yeah, it's definitely coming out of the corners there. You're really hard on the gas on the exit, and you see that back end kind of slip just a little bit. What that's going to cause is the guy behind you to check up a lot. But what that's also going to cause there, Patrick, it's really going to open the door for Caden to just build this lead now. As you see Caden's way out in the lead, this is basically just the battle going on between second and third positions right here. You see Edward Marshall mixed in right there. You see Kenyon Jones has worked his way up there into the mix as well. You see Peeler up there in the second position, but these guys be beating and banging here. We got 90 laps here at Stafford Motor Speedway. As you see right now, this is a battle for second place ensuing right now. Edward Marshall is in this multicolored race car right here, trying to put his nose on Adam Peeler to try to get around him. You see he's just beating on that back bumper to try to get around that race car, but Caden Tufts is still in the lead currently, folks. Somewhere that he's familiar with there, Patrick.
This has become, I mean, yeah, these guys just trying to really pile drive their way around here. You know, having Kenyon Jones rocking around here in the back, looking at the back of Edward Marshall. So, man, yeah, just something to really kind of keep an eye out on is Jones here. You know, in that 73 car. I think he's kind of waiting his time, kind of peeking around, taking a look, but. Yeah, I mean, the more you're kind of hanging out, the more Caden Tufts is pulling away. Already off the front bumper of Adam Peeler. Caden Tufts is already away by 2 seconds.
It is not going to bode well for the rest of this field here, folks, as we're looking at a battle between the top 3 race cars. It looks like Edward Marshall has that nose there, files right back in behind. This is really the battle of the guys who's going to try to test Caden here at the end of the run. They got plenty of laps to do it here, folks. We got 90 laps here at Stafford. And you see right now, Edward Marshall is still trying to get around Peeler right there in the second position. Kenyon Jones right there as well. You see Michael Newton behind them. John Sponsler is in the 6th position. And then Coletta is in the 7th position there, Patrick. And these guys, though, they really got to start getting on that gas pedal, start keeping that car on the racetrack, make it stick, if you will, in order to give Caden anything here towards this race. You see Caden is working with Edward here tonight. They are in the same team chat here on Discord. And that's gonna now that Caden's got a teammate there, it's gonna, if Edward can get up there and start making some blocks for his teammate, man, this is gonna be the Caden Tufts show once again.
Yeah, but I think Edward Marshall has a lot to kind of save up. I know he ends up kind of on the back end of some of the incidents that happen in other leagues, but you know, with those two working together, this may be fruitful for Edward Marshall. It's kind of figure out which line's running better. You know, Caden Tufts may say, hey, you know, if you run, you know, 2/3 of the way up the track, this may work out to be, you know, a better turnout for him. But man, trying to get around Kenyon Jones here, man, I just don't know. He's got a lot to do, but we're already 14 laps into this thing, and these guys really got to start picking up the pace because. Like I said, Caden Tufts still pushing along, but he's 4 seconds ahead.
He sure is there, Patrick. And 4 seconds on a track like this is a long, long time. As we're taking an onboard ride with Caden Tufts, I'm going to say he's now the king of the modifieds there. Used to be Jeff Clifton, but I'd say the way that Caden has driven the past, gosh, Patrick, I think we're going 5-6 weeks now of him winning either on a Sunday race or a Tuesday race. He's won 3 races in a row in this series, going for 4 here tonight. Could be 5. I mean, we've honestly lost count of how many times he's won here in these modifieds. And folks, it's not just he does it in one league. He does it in multiple leagues against multiple different drivers, against multiple different skill levels. I mean, he's racing up against some guys that have been doing it for 10 plus years, 15 years in some instances. And Caden is he's just been doing it. I think Patrick, he told us the other day he's only been doing it for maybe a year or so from what I remember.
Yeah, Caden's been doing it for a little while, but it's not, when he races multiple leagues, almost the same vehicle, kind of owns in the East Coast, he races late models, he races these, but then he actually does it for real in real life. He races more of the open-wheeled cars. So it's almost an everyday practice sort of deal, as he's had the real. Then when he gets in the simulator, he just transfers over what he knows into this, and that just, that really gives him a farther, input, and be able to produce more that some of these other guys just don't have that opportunity.
Right, but talking about opportunities, looks like Kenyon Jones is trying to make one for himself right now to try to get around Adam Peeler. You just saw him get on that back bumper. They both got loose there on the exit of the corner, which really cost that opportunity. Now you see Edward Marshall right on the back bumper of Kenyon Jones once again here, folks. This is a battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th on the track right now. As you see, the leader, Caden Tufts, is building that lead lap by lap here, folks. It looks like the gap is now up to about 4.5 seconds there between these guys. This is really the battle for the race right here, folks, for the 2nd position. Bearing any cautions on the track, this is where you want to try to position your race car to give you any kind of shot at the king up there at the top spot. But you see Kenyon Jones keeps trying to put that back bumper right where you need to go. And Patrick, what I've noticed here calling these short track races, and we call different couple leagues that run short tracks and modifieds, and we've seen stock cars hit the short tracks. And the one constant that I see about these short tracks is it's, we heard Caden say that he made passes on the high side the other day, but I didn't really see that many passes on the high side. But what I see the constant here in these short track racing is that a lot of the passes are done on the low side. And it seems like here tonight at Stafford, a lot of these drivers are going top side right there and then dipping down to the low side. So it makes passing on a track like this very difficult, and then you come into play of the open-wheeled race cars that you have to pass by sticking your nose out there, try to get around these guys. I mean, it makes it extremely difficult to try to get around somebody in front of you.
Yeah, and what they're kind of doing is triangulating the turn, and that's kind of where you go in high, dive toward the middle, and you kind of hit the lowest at the apex of the turn, and then use the rest of the, and then you kind of let the car ride up on the way out, which, yes, it does make it very difficult to try to pass, and it can be, on some tracks, it can be, very punishing to the tires, to do something like that, because you put a lot of stress on that right front tire all at once, making such a angled turn getting in there, and then being able to get around. But yeah, and in these open wheeled modifieds, it's just it's difficult to get these around. Like, the cars don't weigh a whole lot, and these got very strong V8 engines you're racing around here, so it's hard to say which line is best and which is better for the tires at this point. But I mean, from your perspective, Will, I mean, we've seen these guys, Adam Peeler, Kenyon Jones, and Edward Marshall here in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and these guys really are kind of single file behind each other. I mean, would you try to make a pass at this point? I mean, I know we were just discussing them getting around these turns, but man, I would definitely want to kind of start putting my will out there. I would want to push for what I want. I want another place. Edward Marshall, I'm sure he wants 2nd. I'm sure he'd like to win. But at this point, Edward Marshall is 8 seconds off the lead. So, I don't know if these guys are holding each other up or if they're just trying to wait it out a little bit to see if they're going to need a pit stop.
Ooh. But see, what I'm noticing here, Patrick, if we could take an onboard ride here with Kenyon Jones, as you see, he's trying to make a pass around Adam Peeler, but what's happening is that Adam's staying a little bit more middle in the corner. It's causing Edward to have to check up. You notice it right here. You see, he's sticking more the middle side on the corners. We'll take an onboard ride here with Edward Marshall. And you see Adam checks up almost in the middle of the corner. Edward thinks he has a run and then has to check up right there, or else he's going to make contact. Well, I've seen this lap in and lap out as we've been watching these guys go around. Watch, Edward's going to stick his nose right there thinking he has it. then Adam's going to come right back and slam the door.
Yeah,
It's just whatever line that Adam's running there is keeping Edward away, or Kenyon away from getting around Adam there.
Yeah, and he's kind of having a little bit of a fight there. If you kind of look at the entry of his turn, I think that may be some of the mistake. Notice how low he is so soon, which means he has to brake and turn a heck of a lot harder to get around these turns. As you see, Edward Marshall takes more, a lot toward the outside. But you see, he starts more outside and then tries to dip back down toward the bottom. So he has a little trouble. As you can see the line runs higher. So Edward Marshall has a ton of speed, but then having to kind of check up to get around Kenyon Jones. But like you're saying, with the race line these two are running, too different. Somebody's got to give. A mistake has to happen, for somebody to make a move here. And I think, tolerances are going to be tested and patience as well. And, and I think I would keep an eye on these two. If Edward Marshall, a quick scrub on that wall there. If he can maintain here, I think you might see a little bump here of Edward Marshall kind of letting him know, bud, you gotta give up some room, because I'm taking about all I can get.
Yeah, we heard that out of the East Coast Modified Tour on Sunday night. Same type of league here. They run modifieds in that same league. With Caden Tufts winning, you heard it out of the drivers behind him that were saying, maybe it's just time to start pushing guys out of my way. Maybe it's time to just drive a little bit more aggressively, if you will. Maybe it's time that I run a little bit more harder lines and just, don't care about the other cars on the track. So you kind of heard the same sentiments out of a few of the drivers, that aren't known for driving that type of style. But at this point, they're just sort of like, man, what is it going to take to get my race car up to the front? And some of them may resort to running that Kyle Busch style racing.
Yeah, and somebody who's got to be careful here. We're kind of taking a little peek at John Sponsler there, but I noticed Michael Newton. He's having a little hard time getting this car to hold around the track. I noticed he was kind of spinning off too. There he goes.
Woof.
So you see Caden Tufts reeling him there in the back. So he's finally caught the tail end of the field, which there he goes. Just put Sponsler a lap down, and we'll see if he goes ahead and puts Newton a lap down, as he's trying desperately to stay out in front, and not end up a lap down here with almost 50 laps to go. Man, he's having a hard. I mean, look how hard he's trying to fight that car. So I don't know if the setup is a little weird, something's wrong, or what's going on. Now I know something to keep in mind. The track temperature's at 125 degrees, so
Oof.
I'm sure that track is pretty greasy. So these guys are having some issues. But who's not having issues right now is Caden Tufts, man. He is rolling right now. I mean, second place is 10 seconds off his rear bumper.
As we're taking a look at Caden Tufts here, folks, we have hit lap 40 here in the Virtual Racing Association. We're going to step away for just a second to hear from those wonderful sponsors, but we'll stay side by side so you don't miss any of the action here on 10-4 Broadcasting.
Be sure to check out Tim Mayo Conrad and the Weekend Woodsman crew on YouTube. Make sure you hit that like button to get notifications when a new video drops, and check us out on Instagram and Facebook. Enjoy the race.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back live here from Stafford Motor Speedway. And folks, Caden Tufts has now grown that lead to over 11 seconds on Adam Peeler still. No change in that group right there. You got Adam Peeler in second, Kenyon Jones in third, and Edward Marshall in fourth. No change just yet as we're on lap 47 of 90 here live from the Virtual Racing Association. And this is a makeup race from last week. And boy, Patrick, like we were talking during the break there, it's going to take Caden Tufts flipping his race car there for anybody to have a shot. Oh, man, we just see contact right there between Edward Marshall and Kenyon Jones. But you saw it right there, Patrick, with that contact with Kenyon Jones. Not only did he have to slow down a lot after making contact, but then he lost a lot of position on the track. He's having to work back now up to Kenyon Jones as they're coming up on Michael Newton there, who's really slipping and sliding around this track. So watch out as this pack creeps up to Michael there.
Yeah, as you see, Kenyon Jones really drop down to the bottom there as he's trying to work his way around. But boy, there it goes. Man. Edward Marshall going to go ahead and rub him again. So, man,
and he slips around.
Yeah, what a battle here. Well, I'm liking what I'm seeing here. So these four cars are about to end up getting mixed up actually up here with looks like Michael Newton, who's here in the back, and we already saw he's having a little bit of trouble holding that car. So, man, Edward Marshall taking that aggressive turn. So here they come.
And there goes Edward Marshall right there to the inside of Michael Newton here on the corner. And they get around Michael clean, quick, fast, and in a hurry. But Edward got a little loose there on the exit of the corner as he's trying to make a pass here now on Adam Peeler. Now you see that it looks like Kenyon Jones is right there as well. Adam Peeler now is kind of breaking away from them just a little bit there, Patrick. He's got a little bit more of the pressure off his back as they're all trying to race down Caden Tufts here.
Right, but Edward Marshall knows his car is fast, and right now Kenyon Jones is holding him up. I mean, it's still. I think I know we're about to get another nudge here in a second. He's kind of had enough of that rear bumper, and he's going to start folding his car up. And, I kind of see what he's getting at. I understand that your patience was wearing thin, but you got to find a way cleanly around him. And I think the way Kenyon's race line is, I think if Edward Marshall sticks that nose in there, I think we're gonna have a left rear right front tire contact and something's gonna happen.
Yeah, but as we're watching this battle ensue right here, folks, these three guys and Caden Tufts are the only drivers left on the lead lap. As we see now, looking at the grid there, Patrick, Caden Tufts now has over a 13-second lead on these guys. So it's going to take a lot for them to catch up to Caden Tufts up there, folks. I know we haven't shown them as much as we should, but the battle that's really gone on here tonight is between these three cars. Caden Tufts has had no pressure on him yet here tonight. He's just looking like he's going to cruise to another victory here. In the modifieds, there goes Kenyon Jones to the inside of Peeler. He thought about it for a second there. You see Edward Marshall's trying to lick his chops right here, right behind these guys. If anything happens, he can slide right behind them. But you see right there, Patrick, if you try to make a move and you commit to a move and you can't make it happen, it costs you a lot of speed here on the track.
Yeah, and you kind of saw where he was trying to pass. He was trying to kind of bite that inside of that turn on that apron, which is a very dangerous move. I wouldn't try that if it were me out there racing. But yeah, it was kind of a sickly feeling as you saw him get toward the inside, and I thought he might loosen up, but fortunately he was able to kind of keep it in one area and kind of keep it straight on the track, to get back in line. But man, these three guys, I mean, no one really pushing the envelope or overtaking other than Edward Marshall here, really giving, putting the stink on, really, trying to get around and try to figure out how to crack Kenyon Jones's theory here of his race lines better. I mean, Yeah, I mean, I'd rather be Adam Peeler and just, like, kind of let them do their thing in the back. But, man, I just don't know. I'm hoping one of these guys is going to get a run here because, you know, they're conserving tires and then really give this thing a push as we're less than 30 laps to go.
Less than 30 laps to go here, folks, and Caden Tufts has led every single one of them here at Stafford Motor Speedway. But, folks, the battle has really ensued between these three excellent drivers here on the track. We're taking a look at Kenyon Jones, Adam Peeler, and Edward Marshall here. We're very familiar with Edward Marshall as he races in the East Coast Modified Tour, but these two other drivers are regulars here in the Virtual Racing Association. Kenyon Jones is a winner here on this tour, and before we had some influx of drivers from the East Coast Modified Tour, I believe it was either Peeler or Sponsler that were at the top of the table there, and they might still be up there, Patrick, from last check. So even though Caden's coming in here and winning a lot of races, I don't think he's at the top of the table just yet.
No, not yet, but I mean, somebody to keep an eye on. If I'm not mistaken, off the backside of that 23 car, I think that's Caden Tufts behind him.
We'll take a look here. Uh-oh. That is Caden Tufts behind these three guys here, ladies and gentlemen. Caden Tufts is looking like Jaws creeping up behind him. Dun 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 dun. And here he comes, creeping up on these three guys here, Patrick. He is trying to lap the field here tonight at Stafford Motor Speedway. And this does not bode well for these guys seeing the race leader in their rear view.
In your opinion, what would you do at a point like this? I mean, this has got to be absolutely disheartening to see the leader looking on the back bumper of fourth place. I mean, at this point, I mean, you want to be a good sport. You want to let him continue running his race. But, I mean, taking out, if he's able to pass fourth, third, and the guy in second, I mean, he could probably let off the gas. Everybody go by him. Man, yeah, here we go. Yep. As you can see, Edward Marshall does not want to go a lap down. Yeah,
and
really.
You see right there,
really
Jones to the inside.
Yeah, really good push. So I think all of a sudden they just realize who's in the rear view. Yeah, so these guys might really start pushing here, and I mean, I think they should have done this about 25 laps ago. But yeah, good shoving and pushing here. So yeah, everybody telling Adam Peeler, move your butt. We gotta go because I am not going a lap down.
No, sir, not at all. As you see, Kenyon's trying to make a pass right there. He's got him on the inside. He's going to stick to that line. Oh, man, he's going to ride that line. No, he follows right back in, Adam, right behind that back bumper. He had that line there, Patrick. You just had to stick to it.
Yeah, he's trying, but man, I feel Edward Marshall at this point. Is right now, Caden Tufts is kind of watching him. He assumes he's going to kind of bump these two around as you see Kenyon Jones taking that another look toward the inside. But his line is kind of running into that turn really low, really early. And I think that's really kind of costing him instead of taking that higher side and whipping down. The same was Edward Marshall. There we go.
Oh, there's contact between Edward Marshall and Kenyon Jones there, Patrick.
Oh, yeah, and Edward Marshall definitely giving that push toward Kenyon Jones. So that's what I'm saying. Edward Marshall does not want to go a lap down. I mean, he's in fourth position. He got to get his way to the top. So he's got to pass Kenyon Jones for a podium finish here tonight if he wants to have a chat with us after the race.
Edward Marshall is just trying to hold on, stay on the lead lap as Kenyon's trying to make another pass there on Adam. Trying to get that nose right there.
Man,
it's just not going to happen this lap here, Patrick.
Yeah, and Kenyon Jones super hard on the brakes, trying to dive in there, but Adam Peeler boxes him out again as he makes another move toward the inside. This will be a good run here, as he might be able to get it.
Stick to it, don't file in. Oh, and he files in there, Patrick.
That's right. He might try to do that switch and go here, so he's going to line him back up and shoot again. So yeah, I mean this is kind of game of tic-tac-toe here. You know, really, you take one spot, I'll take the other. As Adam Peeler, pushing way too hard for his car than he has most of the race, as he's been checking these guys up. As Kenyon Jones getting ready to go ahead and take that look on the inside yet again for another lap as we come to about 15 to go. Will.
Yes, sir. We got 15 laps to go here at Stafford. As you see, Kenyon Jones just trying to get around Adam here. As you see, he's just trying to put that nose to the inside. He's just running out of real estate there on the exit of the corners. Man, hats off to Adam here, holding on to the second position. He's had these two guys on his back bumper the entire race, and you see him right there. I love this shot right here, Patrick. Get an awesome point of view of what Kenyon's trying to do here to get around Adam. There's really no more real estate on the track for him to go. He's just trying to put that nose somewhere. Oh, man, that was a rough corner out of Kenyon there.
Yeah, I didn't like the way he took that one. I think him diving down toward the bottom is a mistake. He needs to kind of straighten back out the way he's been doing, and then he can get back under, as it looks like, I believe. Sorry, I thought I saw the guy up in the deal. I thought he was waving the caution flag, but that may be a blue and yellow.
No yellow just yet here on the track. No yellows at all here tonight at Stafford, as you see Kenyon Jones right there.
Oh, there he goes. Turns him around.
Oh, no!
Yep.
Big contact.
Kenyon Jones had enough of that. Had enough.
Oh, and you see Kenyon scrape the wall, and he's in the wall. Oh, no. Big damage out of Kenyon Jones right there. Edward Marshall as well. They're all spinning out around the track.
Oh, man.
Oh,
yeah,
more
all right.
contact there.
Yeah, the tempers are definitely flaring this time, as that one just might have broke Adam Peeler. That might be it for him. So we'll keep an eye up here on Edward Marshall here. Wow.
Wow. And I believe that's the end of the race there, Patrick.
Yeah, I know. I thought it said 90. I don't know if something happened there. Sorry about that, folks. I thought our ticker's showing 90. And yeah, but I got everything else showing me. That might have been the white flag he was waving. That may have been completely our fault there, Will.
I thought we had 12 laps to go there, Patrick, because before that incident there, we were on lap 78.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see if maybe there's a little mix-up here or something.
It looked like they started crashing. Everybody started getting together there. Saw Kenyon Jones crash on the backstretch. Still on lap 79, or taking a look here, folks, just to see what exactly happened here. See John make contact with Edward Marshall there. I believe that was it. With those three guys crashing out there, it looks like they may have given the race to Caden there at the end.
Yeah, I was trying to take a quick peek here, see if I can line up a replay of kind of what happened those final laps.
Because after all those guys started crashing there, the only cars that were left on the track was Caden. We'll get that 10-4 broadcast and replay revved up for you here to see exactly what happened. Wow, what an ending.
Yeah, there was no doubt about that, what happened there. So, yeah, these two get folded up. And then it looks like Kenyon Jones clips the outside of that wall. Right there, he kind of bumps it. Hits it again. Now, what was kind of weird is I did take a look at Edward Marshall right after that. Looks like he hit oil. And then all of a sudden, the end of it, his car goes around as well. But he's able to keep it out of the wall and everything as Kenyon Jones slides right back underneath of him again.
Man, that was an interesting ending there, Patrick, because it looked like we had about 10 laps to go. But with the field that were still on the lead lap crashing out there at the end, it looks like they may have called this race early here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, what a handful that was right there toward the end. I mean, that was something.
But it looks like we got two guys waiting for us, Patrick, and that's Edward Marshall and Caden Tufts. And I feel like maybe we could bring them both in here in a post-race interview, seeing as other teammates, and we'll kind of get a take of what happened there at the end. So we'll go ahead and bring them both up in here into the booth. And we're joined now by both Caden Tufts, the winner here tonight, as well as Edward Marshall. And boys, this race here tonight, Caden, we'll get to you here in a minute because you won this race, I'd say, like 20 seconds or so. But Edward, that was quite a battle between the three of you there, Kenyon Jones and Adam Peeler there for the entire race. That's mainly what we were watching here up here in the booth. Take us through that battle that was ensuing there and what happened there on that last lap, I guess.
Yeah, I don't even know what the other two guys' names are. I just run this for fun, but Well, we all have pretty equal cars. I think I had probably a little bit better car, and I just kept. I think I cooked my right rear tire or something. I kept getting loose coming off the turn, or maybe my loud pedal was just a little too heavy. But yeah, I think we had a pretty good race going on. I mean, Caden is in a class by himself tonight, so
Yeah, it just seemed like once he took off from that green flag, like always, nothing can touch him up there. And Edward, we saw that ending there between you three guys. To us in the booth, it looked like there were still about 10 or so laps to go. Was the race conceded early there at the end, or were we just confused up here in the booth?
no, you're right. About 3 minutes for 4 minutes left to go. During the race timing, whoever done the race just didn't hit the ball on the timing for the event, and it was scheduled for 90 laps, but I think they only gave us like 27 minutes to run, and you can't run 90 laps in 27 minutes here.
Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed the timer was ticking down. I said, all right, we got 4 minutes to make about 15 laps here. And yeah, that didn't seem to work out. But yeah, we weren't sure because I thought we were supposed to run 90, but my timer ran out, and that was the checkered flag.
We actually needed about 3 more minutes, or 3.5 more minutes, because it's roughly 20 seconds a lap on average, or not probably 19 on average if you're decent.
Right, but do you think you guys would have survived another 10 laps? Because, I mean, that brawl for the last two, man, that didn't look good.
Well, my game plan was to make it to at least two to go, and then I would have done what I had to do to get the second, but Keenan beat me to it, and just I was collected in the wreck.
Yeah, I was going to ask you there. We were kind of watching those battles ensuing there lap after lap after lap. What made it so difficult here at Stafford to get around people? Because we kept on Kenyon try to get around Adam there by sticking his nose to the inside. What makes it so difficult here at Stafford to get around people?
For me, it's all about the king of beers. Budweiser was my enemy tonight, not my friend, and when you're trying to focus and get crap done, yeah, you probably shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, we saw you get in the back bumper of Kenyon a few times there, kind of wiggled him a little bit, but it just seemed like he could hold that line. You just couldn't get around him. So definitely tried to battle your way through there. I just couldn't get around him there at the end.
Yeah, he was running like kind of a funny line coming off of turn two, like literally completely on the apron, and I was almost afraid to like put my bumper to him because the last thing I want to do is just spin someone out, especially running for freaking dead last. So, uh, like Ricky Bobby said, if you ain't first, you're last. And but battling someone for third or second, fourth, fifth, it's all the same. If you ain't sitting on the podium in the number one spot at the end of the night, you have the same result as everyone else.
It's true. And before we let you go here, we got your teammate here tonight, Caden Tufts, in the booth here. Any shout outs or anybody that you might have had watching that you wanted to just shout out before we let you go here tonight? I'm sure we'll see you on Sunday in that same multicolored race car there that we love to see you out here on the track. And not even quite sure what place you finished here tonight. It's either going to be second or third because Caden almost lapped you guys as well here tonight. So, but big congratulations on the podium finish here. Anybody you'd like to shout out before we let you go?
I just want to give a big shout out to Caden Tufts for inviting me to come on board Factory S Motorsports and the $10,000 sponsorship that comes with it. So, besides that, I'd like to thank y'all for broadcasting it. It's been fun.
Of course, man. It's been fun watching y'all race these open wheeled around these short tracks here. And I guess we'll bring in the man of the hour. Edward, you can stay on if you want, but we'll go ahead and invite our favorite Canadian into the booth here. Wins again here in the open wheeled modifieds. Just a different league, different title, different track. Picks up another win here. And I'm not even going to say self-proclaimed king of the modifieds, the king of the modifieds, the one, the only, Caden Tufts. How you doing tonight?
I mean, after 2 for 2, I'd say we're doing pretty good. So, but between the two modifieds we got to, there's another league I run, the super late models. It was my first career start with them. Ended up winning that, so I guess you can say 3 for 3.
Oof, man. Patrick, he's 3 for 3 this week. He's basically undefeated in the month of May, undefeated so far in the month of June. Gosh, we might have to have our own bounty here at 10-4 Broadcasting for guys trying to knock Caden off the top of the grid.
Yeah, and he's man, everybody's you got to have a target on your back at this point. I mean, race after race after race after race, and this time you almost lapped the entire field. And I think you may have been checking up behind Edward Marshall not to put him a lap down, weren't you?
Usually, when I come down to that situation, I bet a lap the field. I just let the top three or whatever race it out. I'm not really gonna gain anything or lose anything when you're leading and bet a lap the field. So, not any point in trying to make a pass on anyone. So I just let them race it out and let it final out what happened there. And then I didn't realize it was still the white flag for them actually, and I think I got in the way of I think it was I don't know who it was. I think it was maybe Adam or something there. I might have gotten in the way of him, thinking it was the race over, and he was still on the white flag.
Patrick, it's the Canadian in him. He wanted to be nice to his teammate there.
Yeah, I get it, but I saw him check up and slow down, and I did give it a gearbox look on the look back off Edward Marshall's rear bumper, and here comes Caden,
Yep.
and then all of a sudden I see you check up, and I think I think everybody looked in the rearview mirror at the same time because all of a sudden these guys pick up a boatload of speed, start getting loose, bumping each other, and we got cars up into the wall. So, it wasn't much, but man, it's like as soon as you showed up, everybody realized, oh no, I can't let him put me a lap down. And, yeah, it was nice seeing a nice little fire out of those three. I thought they were kind of taking it easy, remaining calm, but you definitely put the pressure on them, even coming up to lap them.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to put much pressure on it. I was in the voice channel with Edward there. I was telling him no pressure behind him, just do your thing and see what you can pull off. So luckily he was able to pull off a top three. So congrats to him for that. And I guess ended up with a complete full car, no scratches or anything on the car. I don't think I tagged the wall at all. So I'll take it.
I was gonna say, if I'm not mistaken, that's a new paint job for you tonight, isn't it?
It's actually not a new one. It was one of the first ones I ran. On the Super, I used to run a blue, white, and black scheme. So that's basically where that came from. I switched it over to blue for tonight. Usually I run a red one.
Yes,
but,
that's what I was used to. I was looking at it.
Yeah, the real life car we run a red. It's all the same scheme pretty much. Yeah, I was like, you know what, let's switch it up to blue tonight. Maybe we'll stick with the blue if it's this good of luck.
Now, Caden, I was going to ask you, man, we've had you in the booth now so many times. I think me and Patrick and the boys here at 10-4 Broadcasting, we've kind of forgotten or can't remember how many times you've won. But what I was kind of thinking about, we kind of talked about it during the broadcast there about your off-the-track experience that you bring into the game and how your dad was a race car driver as well. And what I wanted to ask you is how much time, just kind of a guesstimate, how much time do you spend on the simulator each week, and whether it's practice or racing, how much time do you dedicate to this week in and week out?
On iRacing, I usually have around maybe a couple races here and there, and then the league races. But the real life is definitely a big help running week in, week out. I think we ran 2 races this weekend. Hopefully, the weekend coming up here, we can get 3 in. My local track, New Brunswick, and down in PEI, which is a track that my buddy runs at. So hopefully we can make the trip down there.
How are you doing in your real life racing? We know how you can do here in the simulator, but how's your season going in the real race car?
My local track, it's not going so good. I think we only have one podium. So I mean a podium's a podium. So I'll take it. Down in New Brunswick, which is the track I like, I'm usually fast there. I have all podiums. I finished second in the first race and third last week after being put in the wall twice, but we were able to keep it going and pull off a third.
Yeah, man. And I guess another question I have for you as well, kind of a question I started asking some of because we used to call it a Super Speedway series, and one of the questions I used to ask during our pre-race show is, for people, I know you're younger yourself, but for people that are wanting to get into iRacing, that are just starting out and maybe trying to take a page out of your book, the way you race here in the modifieds, what do they need to get going here in iRacing, and what do you think it takes for them to be as successful as you here in iRacing?
It really all just takes a practice, like I said, and just trying to stay as consistent as you can be. making sure you know your lines at certain tracks, and I guess yeah, just having practice.
And what I was gonna another question, I guess. What kind of wheel and what kind of like are you racing with like multi monitors? Do you have like a fancy PC or I mean, what should people if they wanted to get in iRacing for the first time and be as good as you, I guess? What do they need to go to the store and get? Can they just get any basic wheel, or are you racing with like a full blown like setup at your house?
I first started off with a single monitor and a G29, so that's where it all first started. And then I upgraded to triples and a direct drive wheel and all that, and Fanatec and all that. So, I mean, the wheel does have a little bit of help, but I mean, it's more just the time and stuff you put onto the sim, and I mean, you can still run up front. I know guys that run on controllers that can run up front.
Oh man, I never heard of that. Controllers and iRacing. That sounds way more difficult than using a wheel, that's for
Dangerous.
sure.
Very dangerous.
Oh man.
Yeah,
You get that drift starting to go on the stick. Oh no, no thanks.
there's actually a guy I know. I used to be teammates with him. He has a way higher rating than me, and he runs on a controller. And he was actually the first driver to qualify for the virtual snowball derby on a controller.
Oh man. Well, Patrick, did you have another question here for the king of the modifieds? I'm gonna give him the title now because, like I said, we've lost track of how many times he's won here in these open wheeled race cars. Maybe depending on his schedule, I know his schedule is booked up for the stock cars, but maybe we can get him into that IndyCar series we got coming up in July.
Yeah, nothing at this point. I mean, the only thing I'd recommend, right now is the guys he's racing with in real life. Tell them to get on here on iRacing and see if they can beat you here. Because at this point, I'm starting to doubt who can.
Maybe we'll have to hop in that league and see if anyone can take the crown from me. I mean, if I can keep a crown on a modified, I think I might want to keep that and not run anything else.
Right. That's it, Caden. Well, we'll definitely be in talks with you, maybe for that IndyCar series, or maybe throwing you in a stock car if you have an opening in your schedule. But you pretty much know the drill by now. Since you won the race here tonight, you get those shout outs, the sponsors out of the way, man. And once again, the floor is yours.
I'd first off like to thank Edward for hopping aboard with me. I don't know about the $10,000 though, so I guess he can find someone else to give him that. TJ George Esports recently hopped aboard with them. Factory S Motorsports, A-Rod HVAC, JDM Broadcasting, Timberley Beverage Room, Bradwater Mortgages, LBT Pallets, guys were transferring. I mean, you guys for putting this on. It's great always to have a broadcast league.
Yeah, man, it's definitely great to call your races week in and week out. We didn't show too much of you here tonight because you are up in the lead by, I'd say, 15 or 16 seconds. I think most of the racing was done between the cars behind you there. So you didn't get much airtime here tonight, but we definitely got you crossing that finish line once again in first place. And folks, the champion of the Stafford Motor Speedway 100, everybody's favorite Canadian, Caden Tufts. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
You too. Man, Patrick, what a race it was here tonight at Stafford here in the Virtual Racing Association. We saw the battles really going on behind Caden there as Caden was able to amass that lead by 15 seconds there once that timer expired. But once again, it was awesome racing here in the Virtual Racing Association. And once again, before we go, I do want to give another shout out to Jordan Tarble and his family. They got some pretty disheartening news here tonight, but we just want to wish him all the best and all the strength and all the prayers that his family needs here to get through this tough time that they have going on here. He is an admin and a creator of the Virtual Racing Association here, and just want to wish him all the best. And missed tonight's race. I missed race control as well, but again, we just want to make sure that we keep him in our thoughts and prayers and all that good stuff here as they get through that difficult news that they got here tonight, Patrick.
Yeah, and our heart goes out to them. I mean, I really feel bad and hoping, like I said, he can get back on track and get through this, and then come back and return to where everybody loves to see him.
Yes, sir. And this is an awesome league here in the Virtual Racing Association. We came on in week 2. Tim Conrad brought us on here. Jordan Tarble is his, I would say, his second-hand man right there in charge as well. And they put on an excellent league here. They are building it from scratch here, folks. I know we had an influx of drivers from the East Coast Modified Tour. Things got a little hectic, rules just kind of got chopped up, but week in and week out here, we see ultra competitive racing. Tonight, although Caden won by 15, 16 seconds, the race behind him, though, Patrick, you couldn't have asked for more. Those guys were itching and scratching to try to get past each other there in second, third, and fourth. The last time we ran here in the Virtual Racing Association, we had a finish of .001, the closest finish here in 10-4 broadcasting history. So I cannot wait to see what's in store for USA Speedway next week.
Yeah, and USA Speed Week next week. I'm excited to see those guys run. And really put the pedal in the metal. I'm hoping a few more guys, won't be gun shy of Caden Tufts here. I mean, he's not. His plan isn't to lap the entire field, but I want to see more people get up here. I hate seeing Nathan Bryan wasn't able to make it. Like I was saying earlier, that iRacing had a massive update. And I think he just got caught up in that. He was trying, but man, there's one thing of downloading and installing it, and just for everything to get working right, and he had no practice at that point with the new with the way the car handled, so it may have been a little bit of a mess for him. But I think Caden Tufts would have had his hands full if he'd have showed up tonight. But better luck next week at USA Speedway. But I'll let you give a last shout out to our three sponsors for tonight, and we'll go ahead and sign off.
Yeah, Patrick, those wonderful sponsors here in the Virtual Racing Association makes all of this racing action possible. Let's start off with the main one, driven by Tim Conrad there, and that's the Weekend Woodsman. You've seen their awesome montage of their hunting that they do. They have a YouTube channel there. If you want some more hunting tips, tricks, you want to know all the best spots, you want to know how to get the most out of your hunts and do it the right way, we invite you to go check out Tim Conrad's channel. That's the Weekend Woodsman over on YouTube. They have multiple channels, multiple topics, multiple discussions. It's definitely worth a watch if you are into hunting and all of that good stuff. Not much hunting down here in Florida, Patrick. We mostly hunt alligators and skinny deer down here. So if you're up in the Northeast, even Canada, as Caden Tufts is from, or the Midwest, you want some more tips and tricks on how to get the most out of your hunt, we invite you to go check them out at the Weekend Woodsman over there, as well as our partner here at 10-4 Broadcasting, our new partner, and that's the wonderful folks over at AdminBoxx. And what AdminBoxx does is create an HID race control and admin device that can be custom built for all your admin and race control needs, Patrick. And this thing is as simple as just a USB plug-and-play. It's lit up, it's rubberized. You can have it specifically built for whatever way you want to use it for. If you want more information about the AdminBoxx, go check them out at adminboxx.com. That's 2 X's on the end. Or go check them out on Discord. And if you are interested in purchasing, we have a discount code for you. It's 10-4-box. That's 2 X's on the end of that as well. Go check them out and ask them any questions you might have about that device there, Patrick. And last but not least, we have a wonderful sponsor here at 10-4 Broadcasting as well, and that is Heatwave Designs. The folks over at Heatwave Designs are fantastic when it comes to custom paint jobs for all your livery needs that you need for these race cars, Patrick. And when we had our new logos vectorized and built, they did it in less than 2 days. So if you need a quick paint scheme, you want a custom paint scheme, we invite you to go check them out at Heatwave Designs. They have a Discord page as well as a Facebook. Go tell them we sent you over there. They are awesome to work with. They'll get those paint schemes done as fast as possible. But Patrick, for all of the folks here at the Virtual Racing Association, all of us here at 10-4 Broadcasting, we invite you to check us out on Thursday night when we pick back up out of the VRA, not the VRA, it is the virtual, the International Racing League there. I get my abbreviations confused there, Patrick. We'll be back up on Thursday night here at 10-4 Broadcasting, but for myself, William Siller, for Patrick Morrison, for Caden Tufts winning by 15 seconds here in the Virtual Racing Association, we want to wish everybody a great night. We'll see you on the track soon.